This is Alphacruz coming with an updated Exodia appropriate deck. Changed a lot of things. Yeah, I got postings of Sangan being banned, which I knew, but I made the deck list before March. But I know Sangan is banned, and 1 day a piece is to 1. So let's get started on my revised Exodia deck for now. Of course, you need all 5 pieces of Exodia. You get all 5 pieces in your hand, you automatically win. Stops chains and everything. The card that I love going with this is appropriate. Every deck draws, so when I draw extra, when they draw, I also draw. The magic card that got hit, 1 day a piece. You know, both of you draw 1 card, neither one of you take damage. Alright, so let's start this. You got the 5 pieces of Exodia. Like I said, you get all 5 pieces of Exodia. You win. Sometimes it's easier said than done. I run 3 cards. This card is tricky but very useful. You summon it, tribute it, you draw 2 cards, but it ends you have to go straight to your end phase. So just be careful with Veilers and other cards like that. 2 Maxis. Every deck draws, special summons like crazy, so why not play Maxi and benefit from their drawing? I like playing 3 Cyber Valleys. Summon it, negates their attack, ends their battle phase, you remove this monster from play, and you draw a card, so you just keep drawing and saving your life. You try to go for a direct attack, play Swift Scarecrow. When your opponent monster declares a direct attack, you can discard this card to negate the attack and end their battle phase. It's a quick effect, as they wrote on the card. That's it for the monsters. The magic card. The best card to play is 1 day a piece. Play it with appropriate. You can activate appropriate after 1 day a piece has been activated, and if your appropriate is already activated, you draw 2 more cards. So pretty much for 1 day a piece and an activated appropriate, you draw 3 cards. You have 2 activated, 4. You draw 5. 1 from 1 day a piece and 2 from each of the appropriates, and so forth. I run 3 hand destructs. Same thing as a 1 day a piece, but just if you activate hand destruction, you drop 2, draw 2. It would be going into negative, but since appropriate is you activating with appropriate, you're plussing because you drop 2, draw 2, and then you draw 2 from appropriate if already activated. If not already activated, you can't activate appropriate this time. And once you first activate appropriate, you do not draw from it. 3 upstart goblins. You draw a card, your opponent gets 1,000, which doesn't matter because if you summon Exodia, that's a game. Pot of Avarice. So you get 5 monsters in the graveyard, which you kind of do with Swift Iron Scarecrow and card D. So you drop cards with hand destruct 2, just bring them back to your deck and keep going. 2 pot of dualities. This deck doesn't special summon for crap, so why not benefit from that? You search for the top 3 cards of your deck, pick one, bring it to your hand, whichever best you like, and keep going. The key trap card, which I love, is appropriate. So long as your opponent draws an extra card outside of their draw phrase, you draw 2 cards. But when you first activate it, you do not draw. I repeat, you do not draw. After it's been activated, you draw. Three Dark Bribes. Protect your deck from heavy storm and hand destruction or anything else that you feel is a threat at the time. Negate it, your opponent draws a card. With appropriate there, You can activate appropriate after one Dark Bribe has been resolved, meaning that the last thing your opponent did was draw. You can activate appropriate, and if it's already activated, you can draw 2 cards. I run Ultimate Offering. Let's say you play card D, activate his effect, and you draw into Cyber Valley. Pretty much pay 500, summon Cyber Valley, stop their attacks, negate it, and draw a card. These are just a backup contingency plan. Legacy of Yadagatsu. Just draw a card. If your opponent has a spirit by chance, you draw 2 cards. Same thing with Jar of Greed. Just set it and draw a card. And the 3 last cards is 3 Reckless Greeds. You draw 2 cards, but you can't draw for the next 2 turns. But if you happen to by chance draw 6, all 3 Reckless Greeds, you set them. Wait for your turn, you draw, activate all 3 at the same time, you draw 6 cards, and you only skip 2 draw faces, which is not a bad trade. And they do not overlay with each other, meaning you do not draw for 6 turns. You don't draw just for 2 turns, not 6. Some people will have that weird. But that is my updated appropriate Exodia deck. Comment how you see fit, and we'll go from there. Hopefully I'll be posting more decks up from Alphacruz. Thanks, and enjoy your night.